play out of a lower league Terran. It's too hard.
I just
I
don't
mean,
expect it at all in
yeah,
PvP.
top pros have trouble with mech play. Like you have to be specifically a mech player to make it work. So that's not going to be an issue. So up here, it does look like the spawns not necessarily Protoss favored, but at least not Protoss disadvantaged. In that Ald over here on the right hand side is going to be the Terran in red. And then down here in the middle of the map is going to be Alex. So he's at least going to be directly facing his opponent without his back exposed to Terran drops.
Yeah, which is definitely a good thing. Lower league players have trouble dealing with the crisis management that the Terrans can, put on
Yeah.
the pressure of the drops. Um, but it looks like both our players are going for pretty standard game again. Actually, Alex, did he go gas first?
Yes, he actually did.
Yeah. So,
I don't know what that means because there's really not any builds that do that.
um, I don't know. I was trying to think of one. I think there was one in Wings of Liberty, but I can't remember it anymore.
Yeah, there definitely were before, like DT builds
Yeah,
that sometimes do it, but that's when DTs also cost, or the Dark Shrine cost 100 gas more. So I don't know literally of any that do that now, but he may have just kind of done it out of order and figured close enough.
yeah.
I
I
noticed he
mean,
didn't mine from it right away, so it may be
right.
just 6 of one, half of this and the other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's seen from the previous two games that LD doesn't like to put on pressure anyway. So I
Yeah,
mean, his opening build doesn't matter too much at this point.
no, not overly.
And this time, LD actually sending out an SCV. I don't believe he SCV scouted the past few games.
No, I don't think so, or at least not until a fair bit later.
Yeah.
He's
Uh,
going for the command center right in position. Um, I guess that feels earlier. I'm not sure it is. I think it's 17 supply. That's earlier than he had been doing.
I'm pretty sure
But
that's much earlier.
yeah, he'll take a look around and we'll already see that his opponent is on quite a bit of gas. If he actually clicked on the bottom of simulator, we'll see that that one's been mining for a while. To
Yeah.
have 250 gas before your cyber core is even done is quite significant.
Starting Warp Gate immediately. No Chrono Boost on it as he's spending it all on probes, getting out the Mothership Core. He's going to be safe from pretty much any early aggression that LD could potentially put on, but he's choosing not to. So, I don't know. Fine for both players, I guess. Throwing down the two barracks, probably going to be taking the double gas sometime soon, like he
Yeah,
has the past few games. And just
yeah, I
pumping out
would
a
think
bunch of
so.
Marines.
Yeah, he seems to be comfortable with that opening, whereas we've seen a lot more variation out of Alex and what he's doing. And I'm still not sure what he is up to. With that much gas, I kind of expected tech to be thrown down immediately after that, but he is actually just going for 3 gateways. Still no expansion, but he's chronoing out the warp gate as well. So maybe he's thinking early attack this time.
Mm-hmm. Alex, last game he actually got his bunkers kind of a little bit late. I don't
Yeah.
know. So we'll see this game.
But there's the
Expansion.
Nexus. So
Expansion going down for a Protoss player, still banking a ton of gas. He could
yeah,
maybe he wants to go for Templar like
yeah, early.
before Colossi. Yeah,
Yeah,
that could often work out.
yeah, could be doing that. But we'll see. See what he does pull up here. But yeah, no significant sign of a specific tech at this point.
Yeah, add-ons going down for a Terran player. Everything going. He's got a second base going and mining now. Handful of Marines, going to be pumping out Marauders soon, getting stim. And just in general, like really solid play coming out from our Terran player here.
Yeah, he's been able to pull off this build pretty well. He must do this pretty much all the time because he's been fairly consistent with it, and the timings do kind of line up for him. You can see his spending is actually quite good in terms of his gas management and so on. So he
Yep.
does have a specific plan in mind, which is good.
And Alex throwing down the Robo Bay. I don't really know what he's up to still. He's on 3 gateways with Warp Gate Tech at 7 minutes, and he's throwing down a Robo. And the scan this time actually missing the Robo.
Yeah.
So, LD gonna be in the dark.
there.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, the bunker's a little bit late. If
Yeah,
Alex had attacked like right now with his warp gate and whatnot, he could just overpower all those Marines, microwave stalkers, and potentially force a liftoff.
yeah, definitely could catch that out. Once again, I'd like to see a probe transfer from Alex to his natural because he could just get it's the minerals that seem to be hurting him right now, and he could get those a lot higher if he just moved 5 down and balanced it out a little bit.
Right.
But,
He
he
might
is
be
going right
uh,
up to Colossus Tech.
he
Yeah.
might be being fooled by Blizzard because it says out of 24 when it's
Yeah,
really
some people
18
don't really
or
know what
16.
that means. Yeah.
Right.
So I wish I like someone suggestion a while ago that up to 16 should be green, up to 24 should be yellow, and then over 24 should be red, so
Right.
that it kind of tells people there's a difference, so that if they don't really know, then it kind of tips them off, or at least maybe they would think to ask.
Right.
But just a lot of Marines, only looks like one Marauder out on the Terran side of the map, and
Well, the
going
Terran,
for really similar things at this point. Yeah,
yeah, Terran's spending all their gas on medevacs this time,
yeah,
rather than Marauders and upgrades as well, which is pretty important. What I would like to see is the second starport this game if he needs it, because the first Colossus is already about to pop.
yeah, for sure. It is a lot quicker this time around, adding 2 more gateways on there as well. Could be going for the extended thermal lance here, too, once you get the minerals in place.
Yep. He's got a probe stuck
Yeah.
with his gateways. Common mistake for Protoss players,
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah.
failing the
Oh,
SimCity a
yeah,
little bit.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
it does happen. It happens a lot more now because of just the mothership core itself. You want to build
Yeah.
your initial buildings right around your nexus, and then they end up blocking everything.
Right.
This attack right up front, missing force fields here, but once again, the Terran making the mistake trying to just run directly for the Colossus and not getting it.
Yeah, that was a fight that
Yeah,
should have went into the Terran's favor,
mhm.
but well,
Yeah,
Protoss got lucky.
being a little too eager to focus fire, and you just can't do that with zealots ripping you apart
Yeah,
directly up front. He does take a few sentries or a couple sentries, but yeah, not worth it, unfortunately.
right. Your bio should not be focus firing Colossi unless it
No,
is by itself.
yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
the bulk
those,
of the army is just gonna kill you. You can't reach the Colossus. It just has so much range. You need Vikings for it. And he is starting Viking production now. And oh my God, he's adding a second starport.
that's excellent.
I
Excellent.
am so happy.
This could easily make the difference. I think that is what made the difference in the last game. He did eventually get 3, but it was just too little, too late by that point. And
Yeah.
yeah, and a reactor coming on that immediately as well.
All right, this is good. Now he's going to have medevac production and Viking production. He's going to be fine against the Zealots and potential storms if he dodges. Um, yeah, both players kind of even again. Alex throwing, or no, sorry, LD throwing away a bunch of his army, but suddenly he's ahead in supply again. So just showing the mechanics, being able to spend all his money. I think he was floating around 800 a while ago, but now he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Army will move out to defend this third against a single Marine.
And this is something new too. Alex taking the third before LD, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, last time I think, while LD didn't actually take it, he had the command center built well before.
Right.
And we got the drop taking the long ways around, or at least en route. It'll take a little while to get over there, but when he does, the army may be well out of position.
LD had a funny mistake. He had his main command center wasn't rallied to anything, so there was just a ring of SCVs. But he noticed and he transferred. Yep. So this
His
job
supply
taking a
block
wide
there.
spread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our Protoss is already at 200 in terms of pylons, and Medevac's going to be boosting in.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows about the trick where you can drop and move your medevacs at the same time.
Right.
Because he seems to load in like one spot while he could just already be at the mineral line. But stimming again, going for assimilators, not focus firing properly this time, but he does pick off. And oh, he might lose that one medevac.
We'll lose it. He had time to get out, but just didn't hit it at that point. Would have liked to seen a double prong by him. That third base is completely open. Had the rest of his army hit, he may actually drop on that location. Will.
Yep, pretty good. Late response here by Alex, so our turn player is going to be able to pick off pylons. If he had maybe another drop ship, he could be focus firing the Nexus, but at this point, I just take what I get.
It will
Grab some
come
pylons.
down. If he picks this up, goes back to the main, but no, he will just get out of there.
Yep, pretty good.
Instead, there are two stalkers in the main, so maybe just as well, although he may have been able to drop and take them out.
Yep. And so, from what I saw, LD just kind of select all army and began to move across the map as
Yeah.
his starports aren't rallied, or they
Yeah.
weren't, but then they suddenly started moving, so kind of telling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's still got a huge bank. He's still got a huge bank, and he's 30 supply ahead of his opponent, even though he's just throwing away units. This guy is macro monster.
Yeah, definitely. There's comes the Vikings able to pick off that. I guess that was an observer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sitting there. He could go up the main, but I'd be more comfortable with him just picking off the third first. We'll go directly in here again. The Zealots laying down on the front line.
Yep, and look
The
at this.
Colossus will eventually go down, but once again we have a little bit of the same problem.
He can clean up that Protoss force right now with those Marauders.
I
He
think
corrected his
definitely
mistake.
can.
He
Yeah.
made the second starport. He had enough Vikings to kill the Colossi, and he still has medevacs. Those Zealots could not do anything to those Marauders. These Marauders can just go in and clean up all the Stalkers. And I think that's game.
Yeah, there's so many Marauders here that once they were gone, it's just over. He will take out this Nexus. Xelaman. Yeah, Blink was not done. Does not have storms yet. And just kind of coming to terms with the fact that he's lost this.
Yep, so good play by LD. I'm proud of him. He made the second starport, and look what it did. Worked wonders.
Yeah, shows the ability to adapt to the new situation.
Yeah, and he had a huge rally just walking across the map. He's going to be taking out the third as well with this little group over here. But Alex is done at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's waiting on here. There's nothing left. There's nothing kind of coming either. And he's down to 15 supply to 150. And does call GG there. So LD will move on 2-1.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun series.
Yeah.
Both players being able to take a game off each other. LD coming on top. Kind of back and forth. It was pretty fun.